Namaskar, friends, and welcome to the Aryan show. We are very much delighted to have our guest of the day today, Mr. Susavan Mahapatra. So, Mr. Mahapatra, welcome to the Aryan show.
Thank you so much, Mr. Aryan. It is pleasure to be on your show. I was hearing a lot of buzz about your show, about your quality hub achievements all around. So it's pleasure to be there in person discussing with you in today's show. Yeah. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you very
inviting.
much for sparing your valuable time for our viewers. And I'm very much sure that the learnings from this program is going to be beneficial for the newcomers and for the professional of the industry. So before starting the discussion, let me give a short description of the guest of the day, Mr. Susavan Mahapatra. Mr. Mahapatra is an IT expert. He is a result-oriented person from the IT industry with 20 plus years of experience in various domains like telecom, airlines, manufacturing, and tobacco sectors. He is having experience in various areas such as business transition and transformation in program management, pre-sales, account management, service delivery, and solution architecture. He is an expert in the field of digital transformation initiatives, innovation, and market research. He's having proficiency in implementation of AI, ML-based solutions, Chatbot integration, blockchain, and robotic process automation. And we are going to learn about all these terminologies during our discussions. He's having experience in SAP-ERP system implementation also, mobility solutions, and strategic dashboard development. He's having strong knowledge of agile methodologies and managed services. Currently, he's working as global program manager at TCS, driving digital transformation, automation, and mobility initiatives. So, Mr. Susavan, welcome to the show once again.
Thank you, Mr. Aryan.
So, you have been into this industry for a long time, but you started your career from the manufacturing industry. So, how was your experience starting from manufacturing and coming to the IT sector?
It was great. So to the viewers and to the audience, maybe my blueprint of my journey will help them to understand how should you shape up your career in the longer run perspective. I am basically a mechanical guy, passed out from a mechanical branch from a reputed college.
Mm-hmm.
So once I am out, I was campus hired to one of the ancillary of Tata Motors where I got onboarded because of my strength on mechanical subject line. There it was a tremendous journey because on job, when you start seeing a product getting developed from scratch, doing seeing the supply chain, doing the different stage of quality validations and all, you feel like, hey, whatever I am producing, it is for a bigger cause, That piece of work which you do gets fitted to some of the OEM equipment, and you see that your part is being running around in the wherever you, let's say, on the road or in the air and all, and you feel happy that okay, my contribution, maybe a small or big, has added to the value to a bigger cause, and people are using it for a bigger entity. So that is how the career has started on shaping up. In the course of 5 years, I have learned the basics of the ground realities, how a software works, how the TQM, Japanese ways of Kaizen, Gemba Kaizen, auditing and all, that knowledge base started gathering up. Then with the data point, we started playing around with the SPC, run charts and all to understand how the process is, how the capability of the process. Doing that domain exercise or the core industry exercise for a longer term of 5 years, I felt that why not to use this domain experience in a place where I built a product as well, or add some functional feature in a product, and it helps to a bigger enterprise. During the course of my journey, I was an end user of a software which is called ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning, we called it, and that is basically a SAP. There are a lot of ERP technology. We call it an Oracle, we call JD Edward, we called SAP. So I was exposed to that. So that has attracted my thought process. Okay, I'm not missing out the building block which I have created as a domain expertise, right? How can this domain expertise of my procurement knowledge, on top of it, the quality knowledge can help me to do a justice to the ERP or the SAP I get in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is how my journey started. I was interviewed to one of the big four companies of IT, got through into that, successfully cleared the interview, and what was into a culture of IT. Yeah. It was when I left my organization, I was a proven leader there. People call me manager there with lot of subordinates. So I was a high flyer and I was at a hype. Yeah. People, I have, when you see people reporting you, you feel that a feel good factor is always there, right? But when I joined IT, yeah, it is again the other part of the side of the coin. Yeah. It's an individual, even though it's a team activity, but you as an individual again have to recalibrate, reprove yourself in a new land of ocean, right? I joined from so you can understand, from the level of manager, again, I was dropped down to a level of team member. Even though I was an experienced person, I was reported to a person who is less experienced than me in terms of the career, but good experience in the IT. So it was a cultural shift. IT is a way wherein, people call you by name. A person with 5-year experience will call you by a name to a person with 60 years. Yeah, that is how the culture is. Wherein in the core industry, you call it boss, sir, and all those jargons. Yeah, where you really give a respect to the individual. But IT culture was something different. So when small kids at that time were calling me, "Hey, Susavan, can you do this?" I said, "Hey, man, they are not understanding. I'm a senior folk, yeah." But I was knowing that where I need to land up, yeah. I felt that okay, this is the starting phase of the career, but mind you, I was having a strong domain experience, which will sell me across this journey. So that way, I started my journey. Started as a team member, then went into different roles in the organization. Played a project manager, program manager. Created a lot of aura, cleared a lot of certifications. Being into on-site when we call in IT is basically the foreign land wherein sit with customer, discuss with the C-suits, understand their requirement, and try to figure out what is the voice of customer. Yeah. Unless until you sit with the customer face to face, the way I am sitting with Mr. Aryan, right? And when I don't understand the voice of customer, I cannot map it in the system, right?
Right.
So there are certain things, viewers, wherein customer keeps something in mind, and some filtering mechanism is there in every human being, wherein certain limited information gets in. Yeah, when you discuss about the IT and the journey of digital and transformation. So bringing that explicit and implicit informations out from the customer, getting into the mind of the customer, drilling out and building a system was a different experience. So now, currently, what I am doing, if you ask me, I have a bigger portfolio. I am taking care of a program in my organization, being a program director of a bigger portfolio, wherein digital is a bucket. I manage transformation and transition and digitalization. Yeah, wherein we decide the roadmap of a customer with lot of due diligence and exercise assessments we do for customer, and say that, hey, customer, we are here to guide you, not just push you with a product and say that use it. Yeah. Now every customer wants a guidance, hand holding. Yeah. Because of the evolution happening on the digital space. Yeah. So we do that. When I say I, with my all cross-functional team, technical, functional, get into a job, we have our mechanism framework. We're going to take it to account, put it across. We have our tools and technique. Some are accelerators, some are proprietary tools of my company, and try to build a business case, which helps the customer to get the right return from the right investment they do. So this is where my job is currently in my organization.
So you told about understanding customers' requirement. Since you have been dealing with different kind of customers from different part of the globe, so how do you differentiate? For example, if we talk about European customers and maybe American customers, okay, or some Asian customers, what kind of differences you find in their requirements? If you can give some example.
Aryan, you have asked a very great question. See, in IT, we work 24/7. What it means? It means I alone doesn't work. I have team, or we have teams across the geography or global presence, when they support every individual or the customer. Now, every customer have a different treatment to be done. Yeah, you cannot have same treatment to a Asian customer and try to do the same treatment to a US or a American customer. What are the basic ground rules? Yeah, or housekeeping we call it needs to be considered. One, we need to understand the time zone of the people they are working on, the cultural aspect of that, yeah, and the way they speak or communicate. Yeah, we being Indians, yeah, there are chances that we speak fast sometimes, yeah. But if you go to some countries, for example, China, Japan, yeah, they don't understand much English, right? So if you speak fast, they will just ask, "Pardon me, sorry, I'm not getting you. Can you come again?" So what it means? It means you are not able to connect with the customer right way. Yeah. So most of the IT companies, same with us as well. We usually give a people a educational training how to deal with the customer. Yeah. People who are there in Saudi, they have a different ways of working than the people who are in US, right? So we need to understand how the customer behaves, how the culturally they are spread out, what are do's and don't, and then we go ahead proposing something, putting our team in place. Yeah, so that by mistake should not hurt their sentiments doing certain things or saying something, right? So that ground learning or experience sharing or training is being given to each and every individual who are being, we say, deputed rather, yeah, to the different locations. The best example I want to bring it to your notice is that I was in an engagement with Chinese, yeah, and I was trying to explain them with my way I do it, yeah, that this is the problem, and what I feel that this can be a workaround or a fix for your problem. With multiple discussions on time, being engaged with the people, they brought in a few more people from that team, but still, we as a team or I as an individual was not able to connect. So what we did, we went back to the basics. What is that basic is all about? It is always a good practice that you get into your whiteboard, yeah, start drawing things, because something from the body language or you start drawing a pictorial diagram and explain them, that conveys the message. That is different ways of communication, right? We started doing it, yeah. We were successful, yeah. But having said that, that is one of a case. But that has given us a lessons learned. And what was the lessons learned? That we felt that any engagement we do in any of these challenging places where English is not their first language, yeah, we need to have a moderator or a person who knows that language, yeah, who will be bilingual and can help us to translate those things, yeah. And believe me, that has sorted out, yeah, lot of things, yeah. So any transformations which is very aggressive in nature and high budget activities, yeah, or needs a big investment, we usually put a moderator out there so that they moderate the discussions, because we work in the fundamentals of foreign countries and Indian countries, teams spread out, sitting together and discussing the requirements, doing a design sessions or workshops, building the system design, doing a testing, validating it to customer, and finally deploying. Yeah, it doesn't only happen at the foreign location. There are also players in India. So a moderator do that job. Yeah, and we were plenty now. Whatever engagement we do currently, yeah, we say that there is a positive result we have gained on the challenging areas. Yeah, which we have worked out.
Okay, great. So when you talk about talking to the customer and understanding their needs and converting them into the final product, so can you just elaborate for the sake of understanding our viewers how the total product development cycle goes, starting from the scratch? That means starting from understanding the voice of the customer till we deliver the product, which is okayed by the customer or launching of the product. So can you explain the entire cycle in a brief?
Sure, Aryan. So in IT, we call it as software lifecycle development, SCLD. Yeah. Or there are all different frameworks. Yeah. PMP is one framework. project management professionals follow that. Yeah. But I'll not get into the framework to puzzle people. I'll just stick to the basic. The fundamental thing a layman or a logical person should see that you have a value chain. Yeah. In the value chain, what is adding value and what is not adding value? Yeah. Non-value adding activities.
Right.
And can those non-value added activities in the value chain be automated, or we do something so that it also becomes a value added activity, or doesn't kill the people's time or resource time? Yeah. When we say resource, basically people monitoring the thing, right? So when we go to any customer, we see customer journey. Yeah. When I say customer journey is basically when you get into a retail shop, let's for example, right? A person gets into that, he navigates about all the retail products and then finally lands up with the product he has, sees the rate, get into the payment box, do whatever digital cash transaction the person does and move out, right? So this is an example of a customer journey, getting in, navigating into a product and similarly moving out. So similarly in all industries, like in the telecom or the tobacco or the airline, whatever domain I have already worked or manufacturing, we see what are the step-by-step customer journey is. Then we define where are the touch points, yeah? Where are the customer touching? And is that touch points are adding value to the customer or it's a non-value adding activities, yeah?
Right.
If it is non-value adding, let's figure out the best way we can change it to a value adding activity. Let's say any best practices are there. Why can't we implement that so that that can be moved out from the queue? Yeah. So all starts from the way journey is decided. We say these are the touch points. Then we see what are the pain areas and what are the gain areas, right? Where customer is really having pain and where he has gain. Can this pain area be converted into gain area? Because ultimately, whatever we are producing or designing in a system, the system should work for the people, not the people should work for the system, right?
Right.
In similar way, we think keeping ourselves in the customer's shoe, say that, okay, this is my top 5, top 6 pain areas. How that can be converted into gain areas. Then we start our journey. Yeah. This is the fundamental preparatory step. Now in IT, we call it discovery. So we are discovering the things, yeah, the way itself, what itself speaks, yeah. Then we start doing a preparatory step to understand this journey, finding the value chain, touch point. This cannot be done by a single person, yeah, because it has integrations, it has technology, it has a business functions, it has a domain expertise needed, right? Then we onboard people who are skilled in tobacco, let's say. People who are skilled in manufacturing, who have gone through this manufacturing deployment cycles, right? We onboard them, start doing a show and tell session, which is basically we call it exploring. What we explore, we understood the touch points. Now we are trying to say that, hey, with the current best practices across the industry, right? This is my industry trend. This is the best practices being done. How much are you fitting in and what is the gap in that? So it's called a fit and gap analysis, right? And those which are fit doesn't count for money because the product itself gives those offering. Because all functional features and the transactions are already available, right? But the gap part, which is there, we guide them. This can be, you need to prioritize those gap and let us know which is must to have, which is should to have, which could have. Yeah, it cannot be at a go. You come up with all your wish list and say that I need everything, because everything a program or project is done with a time bound fashion, right? So we take those priorities, then we say that, okay, for this, these are our point of views and solutions. We can cater this with putting these solutions, these automations, this digitalization approach, and so that you gain out of it. Yeah. So whatever total cost of ownership you have, yeah, that you can get a benefit out of it, yeah, when you do these activities. Then once that is being designed and done, then we do a show and tell. And we show customer, because certain things in the IT, right, because of the evolving nature of the product, everybody doesn't know that, yeah, how to navigate. So we feel that It is our duty as a consultant, as a system integrator, as a player in the game, will show them, okay, this was your requirement, this is how in system it works, and tell them and ask them, do you need this or still there is a gap? Yeah. So what are we doing here? We are engaging customer, and this is the fundamentally the important part in every project people run. Yeah. Unless until you engage customer, give that experience to the customer at different milestones, right? Customer will at the end of the job you do it, deploy it, customer will get that job or a product and say that, hey man, this is what I was not in need, right? And usually that is what happens in the normal trend. Yeah. But people have changed their ways and the frameworks have been changed. So we do a show and tell them, take acceptance of them. Then there are environments wherein take that features and function, put it and say that you have seen it from our side, now you do a validation. So that we have a conference, you have a conference, give us a sign up. It is always in principle, it's a good practice that I should take a sign up with the stakeholders which I am interacting with, because tomorrow you never know. We started with a discussion with certain agreements, right? But tomorrow, if some scopes gets added, or we called it in IT, it is a scope creep, yeah? Then that customer will say that, no, I have asked for this and you have given me this. So ideally, it is in all the, we call it user acceptance testing, basically, wherein we say that, hey, customer, you have raised this requirement, we have registered this, we have developed it, we have given you for acceptance testing, you test it and say us pass or fail. If it is passed, fine. If it is fail, register a defect, we'll fix it. So that is how the normal mechanism, wherever you go in the industry, it works, and same with the IT. Once that is done, then we go for a deployment. It can be a big bang. Yeah, big bang is basically I put all things at a go to all the locations and all are happy. Hey, we got a new system, new form and fixer, but it comes with a different challenge. Or you go in a staggered way, wherein I target a region or a country of Europe, I deploy it, then I do a testing, I pilot there and see that how the response from the customers are. Then I take it to US and put it with their localization, what we say, laws and all or regulatory aspects, putting that into place, and then drive it. So in practice, it depends on the customer risk appetite and all. We decide the approach and the deployment mechanism. And once that is done, again, money minting is also important. It's just not project. IT also believes that run and support, we called it, or AMS. Yeah. It is about once things are gone or once the project is delivered, we move the project team to a different area. There is one more project team gets in, which we call the support team, which takes care of our L1, L2, L3 support systems, so that the operational revenues are also realized. Yeah. So we are in the phase by phase, we move these things into different scope of work and try to earn revenue out of it. Yeah. So this is how the IT works. Yeah.
Great. I think the detailed elaboration by you is going to help our viewers to understand that entire framework of product development in IT sector. So thank you very much for the detailed elaboration. So you spoke about the team management also. So there are complexity in managing people, because people are also different. So how do you differentiate the mindset of people from the manufacturing and the IT sector? Because you've been managing the team in the manufacturing also. Now you are playing a bigger role in IT. So what kind of thought process or the mindset changes you see?
Lovely question. Yeah. See it now. When you say about mindset, I feel generation to generations, it's all evolving, and same generations are spread out in different industries, right? Now the industry is flooded with millenniums, right? But Gen Z, Gen X, and all so on and so forth, we consider ourselves as Gen Zs. Yeah. But millennials are clear in their thought process, I would say. Yeah, the way we were thinking on some parameters when we were in a professional job, they are clear that, okay, during so and so period, I need to have this, I need to have this, I need to have this. Yeah, which is very clear, and I appreciate that. Yeah. So domain, it's a different ball game, and it all depends on where you are in an organization. Are you a small fish in a big organization or a big fish in a small organization? That also counts, yeah. So if you are a small fish in a big organization, you are lost, yeah. To understand, see, any organization you get in, the driving force is the culture of the organization. The way the culture has been built, right? That will derive your thought process, the ways of working, your involvement, your journey in the organization. If it's a great organization, great culture, even though it is a low pay master, wherein I started my initial career, yeah. So I felt my bigger bosses, they are great mentors and I respect them my great because of their foundations which they have given us and till the time whatever uh, successful achievements we could able to gather during the course of time is because of the mentoring we got it from those people. But the way they taught us, now the people are not interested to spoon feed because the informations are many. Yeah, people days were there when we were into job of domain. People used to say, "Hey, this is how the PPT is being done. This is how the Excel sheets are being updated. These are the formulas you need to update." Right now, those are all in the curriculum. They are pre-fed. They understand how it works. So they are at level 1, not at level 0. So when you have educated people now onboarded in your team, you need to handle them very empathetically. And secondly, the uncertainties we were in and the people have gone through, right? It has to be seen case to case basis so that they are not micromanaged. They are being given the directions as a servant leadership. You should call yourself leader rather than managers now. Yeah. So that you give them a direction, empower them, let them fail. Yeah. We failed. That is why we know that what is next to be there and we could able to predict. But now every time people what they did, lessons learned, they give a cheat card of lessons learned, say that this is the lessons learned during that engagement. So you remember this. That will help as a guiding principle. But certain things you need to fail so that you enjoy the charm of the success. Yeah. So young people, I would suggest take the job, whatever you are in. Core jobs are different because it has a different demand and different cultural ways of working. ITs are different, yeah. But having said that, it is you as an individual because I have seen both the sides of the coin, yeah. You as an individual will ultimately, if you want to reach where your blueprints are prepared, right, as per your career growth, it is you how you have to recalibrate yourself, I would say, yeah, based on the situation, based on the industries you are working. Yeah.
Great, great. So, Mr. Susavan, you have expertise in chatbot integration and blockchain also. So, can you give us some example of any specific case wherein you have done this, and what exactly are these terms?
These are all niche skills, yeah, I would say. And these are now chat GPT, which is again a buzzword ongoing in the market, yeah. Because niche, because it needs a different set of platforms to be set up so that it works, yeah. Everywhere, anywhere, you cannot implement those solutions. Fundamentally, everybody should remember, yeah, you need to create a platform. On that platform, then you need to start building your solution building block and enterprise building block. Let me put an analogy, right? Here, when you build a house, right, the best pillars you make, the bigger the apartment can be or the skyscraper can be. If you make lighter pillars and start building it, there are chances it will fall, and it cannot be a future ready. Now everybody is looking at a future ready platform. I cannot invest every time, right? If I am a visionary in my company and I say that down the line I am going to grow at 10x level, spreading across the global, how should my system should support my business as well? So then I think of investment. So when you, as an individual, when we go, as I said, when we go to customer, we really do a proper study. Where are their endowments? Where are the trends, and how are they making their moves? Yeah, moves basically. How are they doing a merger and acquisition? How are they? What is their operating models? what are their business models, yeah.
Mhm.
Because with that, we get a clue that we do a future ready platform from them. So tomorrow, any sort of solutions gets in, can easily fit in or gets plugged in, rather than again reinvesting some more things on that platform and incurring a extra cost for the customer. Yeah. So any point of time, we always design taking into a forecast of the down the line. This platform will cater for 10, 15 years of lifespan, taking all new features or niche skill into account. Now, chatbot, you people have already seen, but let me explain you that any sites you get in, right? Now a pop-up gets in asking, hi, what do you want? This is basically a chart or a bot, we call it, yeah. And to make them activate or to respond to be interactive, yeah, there are different mechanism or technology behind it and the scripts being prepared. Now, for example, the one which we have done, yeah,
Mhm.
in any of these service industries, yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
basically when we support, there are tickets which
Mhm.
calls for how
Mhm.
should I navigate, how
Mhm.
should I search this.
Mhm.
So we categorize that as a how to ticket.
Mhm.
There are also problem tickets, incident tickets, different sort of ticketing mechanisms are there in the ticketing tool, right? So we felt that these how to's are all silly. Yeah,
Mhm.
this is just a guidance or a guide which you need to give to a customer. So what we did, we use MS Lewis. Yeah, it's a technology, and Core is a API technology, which is a technical part of it, or Microsoft Azure APIs are there. So, yeah, with the combination of those technology and a SAP platform, yeah, which we called it. The current versions are called S4 HANA. Combination of these two technology, and there are few more activities we do it,
Mhm.
not getting into the technology part of it. We started integrating that with the collaborated platform, which is your Skype. You must have seen
Yes.
or heard about that. It
Mhm.
is again a mechanism of you need to how do you collaborate? You can
Mhm.
speak, you can share, and all the way
Mhm.
we are using Zoom as well. Yeah,
Mhm.
and we collaborated that bot with those collaborated platforms so that any customer who has silly doubts or justified doubts, yeah, to navigate, to search, and quick search, yeah, they put it and the bot says, hey, this is what is the solution. So this is what a chatbot solutions which we have implemented, which
Mhm.
has really helped the customer to zero down their all how to's, yeah, because
Mhm.
any how to's, we as a TCS were getting money, or
Mhm.
the company was getting money, yeah. But from the customer standpoint, was it adding value? No. You need to always think that making money is always good, but does it add value to the customer what you are doing? Yeah. And
Mhm.
even you are unnecessarily putting your people just doing a silly monitoring of those activities which can be automated, right? So we gave a proactive proposal to customer. Hey, you need to invest so and so dollars so that you get a benefit. There is a business case. We built it. A cost benefit analysis we showed to customer in the longer term perspective. This is the benefit you will got incurring this cost, and why don't you try it? And that was a successful model. So that is what we did a chatbot. Now, next question was about the blockchain, right?
Mhm.
Blockchain, people who haven't worked, it will be a big subject. So, but let me tell you, for example, yeah, when any cargo, let's say, I'll give a simple example to you. Let's say I do a house shifting. I call Agrawal Movers and Packers saying that, hey, come pack my things. I want to move from Pune to Mumbai.
Mhm.
Please do those packing and ship my things. Yeah. So as a customer, I give them money upfront because I don't have a track of it. Now, certain apps they have given tracking, but from the system perspective, this is just an example, yeah, just to correlate and give a parallel to the
Sure,
thought
sure,
process.
sure.
So what we have done for customer, we worked. There are shipments going on ship. There are
Mhm.
shipments going on air. There are shipments going on land. Yeah, those are called transportation mechanism or management. Yeah, and it's all high valued. So customer need to have a track. Yeah, where is my shipment? Has it reached to the warehouse? Which warehouse? Where then? has it reached to the site? Yeah. There are areas where we saw that we could able to track them on certain locations, but because of the technology constraints and all, we couldn't able to track beyond that. So there is a blind spot there. Yeah, we could identify. So what we did, blockchain is a technology wherein you can see that where are your product or tracking of goods happening, and you can channelize that blockchain solution so that ultimately, finally, when there is a black spot or a blind spot you have, it gives a signal to the system saying that, hey, this is where your container is, this is where your 3PL is. Yeah. And customer is happy. Okay, I have my things in secured place. Yeah. So that is the solution we have done it. I'm not getting the technology part of it because it
No
will
problem. No
not
problem.
engage you people, but this is what was
Just
the pain
overview.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is how the solution has been put forward.
You have also worked on robotic process automation. Can you just give us one example of the implementation of this robotic process implementation somewhere, and how it was beneficial to the customer?
Okay. This is again a part of automation, we called it. So that is why it is called in short RPA. And people from mechanical background must be thinking, oh, have you implemented a robot there? It's not that. Yeah. Robotic automation is a technology wherein we automate the process. Yeah. Let's understand one thing. Yeah. I am having a system. Yeah. IT system, which is a heart for an organization. Yeah. Who are doing work on the ground, but all their data and all transactions are being stored. Yeah. It is a backbone. So I should ensure, when I say I, as a supplier, yeah, or a system integrator or a company who are engaged, it's just not me or the company who is engaged with these activities of supporting that system, right? Should also make sure that it doesn't get down, yeah, it doesn't break down, yeah, it has a proper health check, a watch has to be kept so that if we see that it goes out of threshold, some trigger has to be messaged out or notified so that right people are being knocked at the right time so that they have a window of fixing that. Yeah. So in that way, there is a solution for the ERP system we have created, which is called a early watch report. Early watch is basically the name itself. Every time you need to have a watch in your system that nothing is going wrong, all things are good, my system is not going to break down. Yeah. How many users, how many transactions, what are the load getting into the system, it can withstand. Yeah. If something goes up, there is a mechanism to set the limits and all, right? So to do that, yeah, there is a threshold, as I said. So we have automated that. Yes, that system has to do a periodic check with some parameters. Yeah, system has, because when you talk system says, now we being Aryan and me being a human, we are talking face to face and with a voice, right? System works with a integration, right? When you talk about system, it is integration mechanism of different technology, different source system, destination system talking with each other with different set of technology involved in it. So we keep a watch on those technology and see that where to be alerted, where to be warned, where to raise a ticket, whom to raise. Yeah, those are the configuration done so that no human being is needed to watch your system. It is system with a RPA installed in that will watch your system 24/7 and do a knock when there is things goes out. So this is a solution we have put forward. But similar lines, there are many solutions has come to the market and we have also implemented. Apart from that, this is just a side of an example I'm trying to put forward. Yeah.
You have expertise in implementation of SAP-ERP also. So when you take up any big project, what are the critical considerations you take, which is essential for the success of the project?
Okay. First, when we get any engagement, right, it is always good that we get involved from the pre-sales or sales cycle. Because when we get involved also from the pre-sales of the sales cycle, we understand what the sales team is proposing or the pre-sales teams is proposing, whatever solutions they are proposing, what are the associated efforts or people they are projecting, so that we have a background of knowledge. Okay, to implement this, I need so and so skills, and I need so much of time and different sort of tools and technique to deliver this. Now, every and there is always, see, when you are into global programs, right? Customers ask are always that how globally you are spread, how are your resources? Yeah, they usually ask for a local as well as a expat or a Indian mix. Yeah, I would say. So we usually propose in a way that we have a global presence, global people there in the engagement, and we have supported by those roles are also a combo of foreigners, which we are our employees, but from the same land or the from the origin of the same land, and our Indian people who are expert. We call it expats. We involve them in the engagement, and we have also a backend team which is sits in whatever locations in India to support that engagement. What we agreed for. Now, the critical factor here is that, as I said, everything is evolves. So we need to have a proper grip on two, three important parts, yeah, of the engagement. One is the scope, second is the timeline, third is the cost. So any engagement you work, these are called triple constraint. Yeah. If you hit something one, it will hit the other two. If I add up scope, it will add up time to deliver, it will add up cost. Yeah. So this is how. So first and foremost is that we clearly understand what is my scope item, what is my out of scope item. Second important thing is that I need to clearly state what are my assumptions. Yeah. Because unless until I am not a god, right? We as a player can say that, okay, we can deliver this with the assumption that I get a support from your organization. For example, I get so and so expertise from your organization. I get your policy and procedures and all follow-up documents from your organization. With those assumptions, I can only deliver. It is a partnership, yeah. I cannot just claim that I can only do this job alone. As a when I say as a company or a system integrator, again I am saying.
Right.
Yeah. So company always speaks on those lines. Second important thing which we really call out is the dependencies, right? What is dependent on my activity, and tomorrow you bring in some other activities which will also have an impact on my program, right? So we clearly call out that currently I am engaging, I can deliver with this cost, this timeline, these features and functions of the product as agreed terms with this assumption and dependency, right? And these are the stakeholders which needs to be involved here, because unless until you involve your customer, right, at different layers. Yeah, when I say layers, it is in IT we call it as a pyramid. Yeah, pyramid basically it starts from the bottom, which is the operational layer. Then we have a tactical layer where all the initial decisions and all been taken care. Then we have also a layer called strategic layer, wherein all commercial contracts, yeah, change requests, any deviations being debated, and sponsors get in, who gives us money, right? So on that governance basis, those engagements should be clearly called out, a governance to be set up, so that tomorrow when everything is green, people don't shout. But when it goes to red or amber, people start noise. So it is always good that governance and the communications are to be set up well, so that you do your job properly. Yeah. So these are the key basic takeaways. We do a lot of things, and then there are risks. Yeah, people know that risk registers. There are communication mechanisms. So communications can also be the way, the method of communication you do. It can be a pull and push sort of verbal, non-verbal. Certain things you can speak out over a cup of tea with the customer, and certain things you need to throw a email, shoot a email, so that you get a proof point that yes, this is what is the agreement in the form of we write a MOM and all, right? So those are definitely a part and parcel of the engagement, and part of housekeeping activities, I would say. But these triple constants are always key parameter in any of the engagements.
Thank you very much. I think that was a great explanation. Now talking about the project management stuff, team members, they are important part of the success of the project. So what exactly you do to motivate them? Because a motivated team members are essential part of success of any project or program. So how do you motivate them or keep them motivated in longer run? Because the project runs for a long time. So keeping them motivated is very much important.
Agree. Aryan, motivation is the driving factor for many. Yeah, it is a driving factor for you, me, from the senior leadership to the bottom of the team member, right? And how do we engage them is also an important point. Yeah. So the key things which we need to consider when we see every engagement, we get new set of people. Yeah. Let's say for manufacturing, when we take a different set of people, what we do. Yeah. Before getting into motivation, let me tell you what exercise we do. When we onboard people, it is all norming. Yeah. There is a word called norming. Yeah. Different people coming from different other people say that I know everything. Some people say, hey, I don't care. And so there are a lot of things. Yeah. With that, then a storming starts off. Yeah. Storming, people contradict each other until unless they understand that, yeah, this guy has real knowledge on this. Yeah. And when there are multiple seniors, because this engagement call for a senior folks in combination with the juniors, right? So these are part and parcel. Then comes the performing, then the adjoining part of it. When people they understand the strength of each other, they start performing. Yeah. And it takes time. So from the starting till the adjoining part, adjoining is the departing part. Yeah. Manager or a leader or a team member or a program manager has a crucial role. Yeah. Because to motivate them, it starts with the conflicts. When there is a conflict, you start motivating them. Then you start, how do you handle it? There are different mechanisms. Yeah. Every conflict cannot be done through push mechanism. Say that, let's confront. Aryan, you and me have a fight, and I said, let's sit across the table and let's sort it out. That doesn't happen every time. Yeah. Somewhere you feel that, okay, that person is senior enough. I cannot just confront. Let me hear them. Be a good listener. And when there is a right time, I say that, yes, buddy, you have said this, but that didn't work out. I followed your approach. Now let's try to follow my approach and see that whether it gives result. Yeah? So that is called compromising. Yeah. You compromise with his thought process. Try to understand. Maybe it may so happen that his thought process is also better than you. So you always have to give a chance. Yeah. So that person also gets motivated. Please understand. Yeah. You are resolving a conflict, but you are also motivating, respecting his thought process, saying that, hey man, I respect your thought process. You are empowered. Go ahead. I am there, backing up you. You fail, I am there. If you success, it is good for everybody, right? So some people feel that engaging them on work, respecting their viewpoints, they get motivated. Some feel that, yes, I do. What is the repay of this? Yeah. So because it's a trade-off. Yeah. I do my job. Are you going to give me a reward, award, and all? So what usually I encourage people in my initial onboarding sessions that guys, I work as a role model for you people, and I appreciate you people work as a role model for your down the level stream of people. With that, let's put a standard in place. Yeah. Role model means I put a standard and I do a justice to the reward point. Yeah. Without an unbiased approach. If you are doing a job, let's put our SME in place and evaluate. Yeah. His suggestions or his contribution, which has really paid off. Yeah. And at what time? Where are the critical problem statements? And his solutions or his approach or his viewpoint has really helped customer and the organization itself. So that way we try. It's again, there is no one T-shirt fit size fit to everybody. Based on the age group, based on the experience level, and based on the situation, you need to see that what attracts the other to get involved. Yeah. And some people also get happy with thank you the way we do. Where my boss gives me thank you, Mel, well done, good job. I'm okay. Yeah, because that is a part and parcel of my job. Yeah, it depends. Yeah. So, but yes, youngsters need the pat in the back, and we should do that. Yeah, because small or big achievements, if it has added value to your activities you do, we should appreciate. There is no other way around that we hesitate to do that. Yeah, yeah, I would say.
With the emergence of artificial intelligence or similar tools, there are a lot many artificial intelligence tools are being released, I think, on a daily basis, and people are perceiving them in a different ways. Some are saying that they are disrupting the industry. So, what do you feel like that these AI tools, are they boon to the IT industries or they are challenged? So, what's your take on that?
I want to, before getting into that subject line, I want to kill a notion of every people who are hearing this discussion is that it is you who have created your career, and you should not be afraid of any XYZ getting into a scenario wherein you feel that my job is at stake. Because the way I design my growth plan or career plan is that I always create a blueprint of my career and always revalidate. Me to offer. Let's understand. I have a x-axis and I have a y. This is my y-axis and this is my x-axis. Yeah. In the y-axis, you usually put a career differentiator. What differentiator I do have? For example, me to offer. What I have, everybody has an offering. I am offering as a brand. Yeah. I being a ERP program manager, I have that knowledge, skill, and all, and I am offering that. Now the next level, niche skill, we talked about. Yeah. That is the second quadrant in the y-axis, wherein I put a block saying that, am I a market challenger? What it means? It means that, do I know IoT? Do I know blockchain? Do I know ChatGPT? Do I know how that gets integrated into the current landscape? How do that work? Will it help us or will it kill us? So it's a market challenger. That is what is your question is all about. It's a market challenger question and my survival question. My in the sense, an individual. Yeah. Now I am still in the y-axis. Yeah. And the third is the important part is the thought leadership. Yeah. You need to see any technology getting in. Now you can understand why. And in the x-axis, it is the time limit. Yeah. Time period rather, not the limit, time period. So you draw a graph. Yeah. In that quadrant and say that what I should be and what I have to be. Yeah. And start putting your experience and the knowledge you have gained during a course of 10 years slab or 5 years slab. Yeah. You define your frequency and say that where do you feel in these quadrants? Yeah. In the quadrant or in the buckets. Yeah. If the market challenger is this technology, these are market challenges for the good of the people. It will help you to do your job good, but they cannot replace you in the thought leadership space. Yeah. Because these thought leadership people have created this market challenger technologies, right? This technology cannot beat that. Yeah. Please remember. So always to be at that level of thought leadership level. So and try to do whatever you are trying to do at that level. Yeah. Just not me too offering level. So that you will be always in a dilemma that, yeah, today X has come up. I may lose my job. Y has come up. Is it a risk for me? So you will be always struggling in the doldrum of thinking negative thoughts around you, right? So thought leadership is a space where, or a sweet spot, which whatever you do, you be there. This technology will come and go, and every technology has a plus point. Yeah, when it is used for a betterment of your activities, it is good, and we should have a welcome approach to that. Yeah, we should not, without validating the technology and understanding into the details of it, we should not pass a judgment now. This is a risk for things, or it is a risk for the IT. Tomorrow, my job will not be at stake, or there will be people lay off because of this getting in. No, that is being prepared by human beings and at a thought leadership level. If you have that thought leadership, you will exist wherever you are. So this will be my take. So that is why, Aryan, I thought, let me give you this example so that it makes people clear.
Thank you very much. I think yeah, the views are important because different people have different kinds of view. Some are saying this as a challenge because there are layoffs happening in many of the industry, many of the companies, and people are having different kinds of fears are in their minds. So I think your take is very positive. That's really encouraging for many of the people. So how do you keep yourself updated with the latest trend in your field and the technology or various kinds of practices? So what exactly you do? How do you spend time for keeping yourself updated?
Okay. I say, fortunately, unfortunately, as I am on the other part of the coin, wherein it is my choice. Yeah. When I was in core, I was playing around with PPQM, FMEA, TS16949, all those things. Yeah. Gradually, when I jumped my ship to IT, it is a ocean with continuous learning. Yeah. So, in fact, I would say this has always kept my mind future ready, I would say, because the way technology is developing in the course of different timelines, yeah, I say that if something has come up, let me do an experiment to that, yeah, so that tomorrow when I build something or when I speak something before bigger audience, yeah, or we do a podcast, yeah, I should make sense, yeah. And when unless until I have burned my finger getting into those things, learning from there, I may not be a good speaker or may not be a good person to uh, convey some messaging out of it, right? So what I'm saying, Aryan, is that this is a challenging field, and the way technology is evolving, the customers' questions will is always on that line. Yeah, why not to use that technology and this technology, unless until you have the 360-degree view of those technology, not in detail, at least how that works. Yeah, when you work with the C-suits and present something and some questions gets in, you struggle to answer. So it is always important that we get ourselves updated. So the way I do is that every year I target to clear one certifications, maybe from my subject line, maybe from the soft skill side of it, maybe from the management side of it. Yeah.
Right.
So that I have a combo. It doesn't make me bored that, yeah, I am only becoming a technology person, or am I becoming a management person, or am I becoming uh, sort of different crap in the ocean? Yeah. So I always do a trial and error things. Yeah. Try to do something different so that my mind remains fresh. I know that this is what is the trend in the market, and I should be ready with that trend. Yeah. So my suggestion to the youngsters or the audience here is that we should not plan. Earlier days were there where we were targeting 5 year, 10 year planning. Yeah, if you go to any companies at my time, yeah, this time we are targeting one year. Yeah, when we are engaging with customer, we never know that today we have that piece of work with us. Tomorrow we may not have, because customer wants a differentiator in the offering and the cost leadership. Yeah, ultimately cost. Yeah, if you are not at the good at the price war with the other players, then you lost the ground. Aryan will say that I will provide you at 10 rupees and I say 100 rupees. Then even though I am very skillful, customer says that if he can do it at 10, why can't you people? Yeah. So it is always good that my message to all youngsters and the team as well is that you get yourself updated so that you justify whatever you are doing, right? Tomorrow you can say that, okay, this is what is the solution has come up, and this can be put forward in your landscape so that you do your job better. And unless until you self-learn, nobody can come and spoon feed you, yeah?
So being into the hectic schedule of the corporate world, how do you manage or how do you balance your personal and professional life?
Interesting question. And Aryan, frankly speaking, there was a lot of imbalance during the initial phase of the career because I was trying to make myself. I am an ambitious guy, yeah, and definitely I have my own dreams. So I was trying to chase behind my dreams. But my perspective of looking at life and job and family has changed during the course of Corona. Yeah. Then I said that, is money important or is time important with the family? Yeah. So you know how hybrid and the ways of working have changed, and that it has helped out at all levels of individuals. Yeah. Now I have made myself sure that in my calendar I have my family time in place. Yeah. I was not taking holidays during my some years. Yeah. because of some challenges on the job front. Then I
Mhm.
felt that, does it mean that if I am not there, the company will not run? So as an individual, everybody should understand. And I say that if I am not there tomorrow, will the company not run or the family will not run? Everybody learn. But the main sacrifices are or the loss will be for the family, right?
Right.
Company can run without you. Yeah, you can be replaced anytime. Where which company, which sector you are in. So then I felt that let's equally divide. So I do a justice to what is being paid for, what is the work or responsibility I had in my organization. But in parallel, I also give a now a fixed time for my health. Yeah, and there is a family time which was earlier there, but I have redefined it. I would say that yeah, let's have some fun time as well.
Now the family is also happy.
They are.
Great. So, which movie you have seen recently?
Uh, I am now focusing much on the, I would say, OTT platform. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Any
OTT,
series or movie you have seen recently, which you like
I
most?
was, yes, I was touched by, there is a series which has come out, that Maharani, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
of Hema Qureshi, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I was trying to understand that character, the lady. She is such a powerful lady. Whatever role you make her act, yeah, she turned out to be a gem of a person in that role. She got involved, yeah. So because when you see a movie, it is again the hat you play in the organization, the character you play in the film, right? Today you may be, let's say, a senior manager in your organization, right? Tomorrow you can be a VP, or in IT you can be also a project manager based on the scale and volume.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever hat you play, put in, right, you need to justify getting into that character level, yeah. Because I say that what moral it has, yeah. How come that person who is, I don't know, people who have seen that can correlate. Yeah, she was just
Mm-hmm.
a lady from a village, and she has transformed herself to a politician
Mm-hmm.
when his husband was in a doldrum of lot of issues. Yeah, so that is how. Yeah, when there is a everybody has a potential. The only thing is that the crisis will define you. When there is a crisis, you define yourself, and there are chances that you can do better job than the other. The only thing is that you need that scope and the opportunity. Yeah. So crisis gives you that.
Great. So, uh, the final questions I would ask you: what's your advice to the youngsters who are coming to the industry about their career plan? Because lots of youngsters, they are very much in a hurry to grow, to become managers or senior manager. So what's your advice? How they should be progressing?
Uh, to the youngsters, yeah, that is how also I tell to my kids as well. Yeah, be patient. Yeah, be patient, and give some time where you are in. Yeah, because as I said, yeah, in a bigger organization, it takes time to understand the culture, the ways of working. Right? People call out a day saying that, hey, I am done with 1 year. Now let's jump ship. I get some XYZ bucks there. Yeah. That is a shortcut way of earning money, I would say.
Mhm.
Yeah. It is always good that you whatever company you are in, stay for a while. I'll not specify the day, years, yeah. You take your because youngsters are smart enough, yeah. But spend some time, not 1 year will not be sufficient enough to understand things, yeah. And currently because of this hybrid ways of working, sometimes people who are working with me from last 2 years haven't seen me. So unless until you see your bosses or people, you don't know how, you only hear the voice or the virtual presence. But when you talk to that person in person, in the meeting room, in the tea table, or in the lunch break, right? You build a relation, right? Today, proudly, I can say that in across the industry, let it be manufacturing, let it be IT, I have lot of friends whom I can fall back or rely upon. The reason is that I have spent good amount of time with the organization and with the people. They understood me, I understood, and because of the career progression, I have moved out. Yeah, but I have given sufficient time. But as on that, I say that yes, young people said they count on growth and money is a factor. I do appreciate. No denying on that, money is a factor. But guys, you should also see the other part. In Corona also, people having money also has lost their life. Yeah, that learning should be also kept in mind. Yeah, money, sometimes you have money in the pocket, but you don't get food because shops are closed. Yeah, and many times it has happened when I am in foreign countries. When I am searching for Indian food, I don't find it, and finally end up with one sort of apple or bananas and all that. But I am having plenty of money. So the point is just not evaluate everything with the money. Yeah, if you are smart enough, you do prepare your growth line, build your blueprint. Just not follow the way people follow these ships. Yeah, all everybody is out the rat race. Yeah, everybody is moving out. So let me move out on 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs in a span of 5 years. Yeah, because tomorrow when you get into a big shit, yeah, in the organization on a big level, the way your subordinate will perceive you, yeah, they connect you, they respect you. That is also important. If you spend good amount of time at the bottom of your career, you will make sense and you will connect logically. Otherwise, it will be all on cloud nine, and there will be gossip that my boss doesn't know anything. Yeah, he just speaks on air. So my suggestion: give patience. Yeah, just not be hurry. Everything will fall in place at the right time, but you need to wait for it. Yeah, and put effort. Yeah, I'm not stopping you. That don't give your effort or put your effort in that. Do it, but go logically. Yeah, that would be my suggestion.
So thank you very much, Mr. Mahapatra, for sparing your valuable time. In fact, we are having this discussion at night. I am disturbing in your personal area or personal time, which you should be spending with your families. So it was great talking to you, and I'm very hopeful that the input or insight from your side, which you shared with our viewers, they are going to learn lot many things about various domains, managing their personal, professional life both, and the advice to the youngster, that is also going to be beneficial to them. Maybe in some other session, we are going to discuss on some other subject. So it was a pleasure talking to you, Mr. Susavan. Thank you very much again.
Thank you, Aryan. Pleasure is mine, and thanks again for inviting me as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
for now.